No one is buying it. This isn't one of those situations where they've pulled off some massive, successful hoodwinking. It is wildly unpopular. And then when people are pulled on its actual substantive provisions, right? Like, here's what the bill does: the giveaways to billionaires, the hits to programs for the poor, the sick, and the elderly. It pulls even worse. The bill is so bad that even the person who provided the crucial vote today, like the one singular vote that made this thing pass out of the Senate, can't defend it. She knows it's bad.
Senator Paul said that that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country.
Oh my God.
That's what Senator Paul said.
The question was easy. Senator, we've got the...
I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Lisa Murkowski just sold out the entire damn country in an attempt to secure her re-election campaign in 2026. But guess what happened when she got called out on it? She called on her bad acting skills and awkwardly stared at a reporter like she just saw the ghost of Frankenstein's monster.
My response is, I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska. I find that offensive. I advocated for my state's interests. I will continue to do that, and I will make no excuses for doing that.
But don't forget, this is the same senator who's always whining about how hard it is to be a Republican while they gut America from the inside. But when the final vote came down on Trump's big ugly bill, she folded like a cheap lawn chair, a bad suit. Then she stood in the Senate hallway and tried to mad dog her way through the fallout. 8 full seconds of blank, blinking silence, like she was trying to mentally download a moral justification that just wasn't there.
Do I like this bill? No, because I tried to take care of Alaska's interests. But I know that in many parts of the country, there are Americans that are not going to be advantaged by this bill. I don't like that.
I mean, this is a sitting senator defending the bill by saying, do I like this bill? ? No. Today, Murkowski even told reporters off camera she doesn't actually want the version of the bill that she voted for to become law, and hopes the House undoes some of the damage in the bill that she and her fellow senators did.
Well, sorry, Lisa. You don't get to stare your way out of betrayal. You voted for a bill that cuts health care, slashes food aid, and hands billions to the rich. You knew that it was wrong. You said it was agonizing, and then you did it anyway. So today, we're not going to let that silence slide. Today, we're breaking down exactly why Lisa Murkowski is a coward, a sellout, and a symbol of everything broken in this country's politics. Bad acting, blank stares, zero answers.
Listen to this quote from Senator Murkowski, who just caved and voted for this bill. And you got to love this. She said, quote, "My hope is that the House is going to look at this and recognize that we're not there yet," end quote. I mean, my question to her is, if you really believe that, then why the hell did you vote for this bill?
She probably tells herself she's up there sacrificing for Alaska, taking tough votes because she cares about her people. But the moment she's faced with one question, one honest, direct question about her integrity, she short circuits like someone trying to download a moral compass over dial-up. And that stare, let's talk about that stare. She looked like she just got hit with the Holy Spirit at a televangelist tent revival, stumbled back emotionally and locked eyes like she was mid-possession. Or like your cat staring at you from across the room, daring you to explain why the bowl's still empty. Maybe your dog desperate to be let outside before it craps on the rug. Or your kid staring at you with that blank look that means, I did something, but I'm not going to say it. You figure it out. She looked like someone who just opened a package and it exploded in her face. Or like a nosy neighbor caught peeping through the blinds, pretending she was just checking the window locks. Hell, maybe she was trying to connect to Starlink, but RFK Jr. got to her first with the fluoride conspiracy, and now she's buffering on basic human decency. And the people defending this, they'll say she was just pausing or thinking. Please, she wasn't a pause. That was a politician stalling for moral cover she never had. She didn't answer because there was no answer that didn't expose her for what she is, a coward who sold out the country and then tried to act like that she didn't. You know what that moment really was. It was a glitch, a system crash, a real-time freeze from someone who's out of excuses and running on empty. And as someone once said, when Donald Trump is gone, what will remain is your dishonor. Lisa Murkowski just carved hers into history with a blank stare and a coward's silence. You ever wonder why the hell Republicans are walking around with their chests puffed out right now after passing the most brutal, inhumane corporate giveaway of a bill we've seen in a generation? They're not hiding. They're not scared. They're celebrating. And I wonder why. Because in a normal world, this kind of betrayal would cost them their jobs. They'd be primaried into oblivion. They'd be booed off stages. They'd be buried in town halls full of pissed off voters demanding accountability. But they're not worried. They're acting like they've already won the next 2 elections. So what do they know that we don't? Why are there barricades going up around the White House and the Treasury? Why are Trump's people quietly talking about military authority, about using ICE like an internal police force, about cracking down on protesting and monitoring dissent? Why is Trump increasing the ICE budget from $4 billion to $40 billion? Is this just about border policy, or are they setting the stage for something bigger? Are they getting ready to cancel midterms, shut down elections, pull the plug on democracy itself? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like they're prepping for a world where they don't need your vote because they've already locked down the outcomes. And MAGA, they're out here cheering for this garbage, cheering while the system guts them in real time, cheering while their health care disappears, their benefits get torched, their kids' lunch programs vanish, and their own damn lives get harder. All so they can say, we won? We owned the libs? You didn't win. You got played. You got scammed by the same guy who made you buy gold coins, hired fake electors, and hawked a Bible he's never read. And now he's robbing you blind. But you're too busy clapping to notice. You think that you're part of some team. You're not. You're the pawn. You're the useful idiot, the one they send out to rally while they cash checks behind closed doors. And guess what? You're the one who's going to suffer the most. Because when the health care vanishes, when the food assistance gets cut, then when the Social Security checks get delayed, they'll still have their private doctors, their gated communities, and their 6-figure pensions. You won't. But don't say that we didn't warn you. We tried. We begged. You ignored it, you laughed, you memed, you voted red. Now you get to bleed red. So where does that leave us? Lisa Murkowski cast her vote. She sold out the country. She stood there in silence, hoping the stare would be enough. It wasn't. She will be remembered, not as a maverick, not as a moderate, but as a coward who stood at the crossroads of history and chose to betray the people who needed her the most. And to every MAGA voter still clapping while your benefits get ripped away, you're not patriots. You're props. Useful idiots in a billionaire's con. They lied to you. You bought it. And now we all suffer. But we are not going quietly. We are not done fighting. And we are damn sure not letting this pass without calling it what it is. Cruelty, corruption, cowardice. Lisa Murkowski may think this will blow over, but it won't. We're putting it on record, and we're not letting you forget. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.